All right, we're in Colossians chapter 1, beginning at verse 12. Paul writing to the church at Colossia, giving thanks to the Father, which hath made us meet, match to, equal to. That's like a help meet, something that'll fit something. Made us meet, made us fit. See these little so-called archaic words, they don't hold you up. All you have to do is put the modern English in the middle of the book, in the notes, and the footnotes, and between the pages, and you don't have to correct more than about 100 words. And that's you only have to correct that words in about 100 sentences or verses, where there are something like 36,000 verses in that book. The alibi that because you didn't know what made us meet should be made us equal to doesn't give you any alibi to do what they've done right in the same chapter. Notice once you've made it brought up into modern English, which has made us fit for or able to be partakers with, then you come down to verse 14 and take out through his blood. And that's the means by which you're redeemed. Now that's what these slick, smooth, satanic people have done to your King James Bible. On the alibi that you find a few words there that are obsolete, which could be put in the margin easy without changing the text, they've changed it and then changed every verse in every text they didn't like or didn't believe. A perfect example is where you're reading. If you get one of the new Bibles, new version is the clearer one, you'll find that through his blood has been removed from verse 14. And when you've done that, you've destroyed the redemption of Christ on the cross. Because redemption is not the same thing as forgiveness of sins. The text said in verse 14, in whom we have redemption through his blood, 1, even the forgiveness of sins, 2. Redemption is not forgiveness. Look at Romans chapter 3, verse 24 to 25, where when Christ died, he died to redeem the sins that were past, and the sins that were past were forgiven throughout the Old Testament. You'll find this in the book of Exodus, where the Lord said, I am the Lord God, merciful, forgiving sin and iniquity, that will by no means clear the guilty. The people in the Old Testament weren't cleared. That includes Abraham, Moses, Jacob, and Daniel. They weren't cleared. That is, they weren't redeemed. You have redemption, quote, through his blood. Colossians chapter 1:14, and that's not the blood of animals. The blood of animals was used in regards to remission of sins, but not redemption. God could forgive them on a temporary basis until Christ shows up, but when Christ shows up, redemption is there through his blood. For it is impossible the blood of bulls and beasts should take away sin. Now that's clear. But as clear as it is, you have scores and scores of modern conservative Christians, including their schools, that take redemption through his blood out of the New Testament and produce a rotten apple. Because the forgiveness of sins is not redemption, and redemption is not forgiveness of sins, and Christ shed, blood was shed for the redemption of sins under the First Testament. Now, nothing could be clearer than that, and yet they'll do it. So don't worry about the archaic words. Any of them and all of them could have been put up in the margin without messing with the King James text. What they wanted to do was get rid of the King James text. And that's what they did in 230 corrupt English Bibles.